My name is Roman Tolstek, and I hate to start us off in this way, but I don't know how else to start it. So basically, what this is a documentary of the startup of a company.
What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna leave, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up.
All right, welcome one, welcome all. So I was in Costa Rica for like 3 weeks, and if anyone actually does watch these, you may have noticed the skip. But I'm back, unharmed. It was amazing. Saw a bunch of fish, a bunch of animals, a bunch of coastline. Beautiful, beautiful country. And my God, if you love coffee, if you even like coffee, you gotta go to Costa Rica because they have the most amazing coffee. I think almost everything I brought back in a giant suitcase was just coffee. It's that good. And so, anyway, where we are on the project. As it stands, we left off trying to print a PCB board, right? And it's Christmas, New Year's, all that, so everybody kind of had a break. But basically, we're trying to print a PCB board. Here's what we learned though: to print a sample PCB board costs like $300. $300. That's crazy, right? We don't even know if this thing's gonna work. We assume it is. Everything seems like it should, but we don't know. So instead, we're going with what's called a perf board. And it's just kind of it acts the same way if you just do more of the work yourself. Anyway, that's where we are now. The other thing that we're doing that's pretty cool is we're working on these streamlights, smart tech streamlights. Because right now, I don't know if you've seen streamlights or not, but if you have or have not, they're basically these lights that you hang outside, and they're on a cord, and they come down, and they're very popular like in restaurants or patios or whatever. But you got to turn them on yourself or turn them off yourself. So if you want them on or off, you got to go outside and plug them into the wall or whatever, or they come with a dinky little remote that you got to use. In this case, these stream lights are going to be operated by a cell phone. Ta-da! Like so. You just click, 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 done, whatever you want to do with them, right? Super convenient. So if it's raining outside, it's nighttime, it's cold, you don't want to go out there, and you don't want to go hunting in your house for the remote that your dog ate. So instead, use your cell phone, which is always on you, because people don't lose cell phones. Except in Costa Rica, apparently, because my girlfriend lost her cell phone. That was a bummer. Anyway, the other thing that happened, as we're coming back from this, one of my engineers left us. He's going to be missed, but got to move on, right? So we're down to 2 engineers, an app developer, a cloud data specialist, and a marketing guru, and myself. And what do? I talk in front of this camera, and that's basically it. Anyway, so that's kind of where we are now. The lesson of the week, however, is making the perf board versus a PCB. So let's say you're doing this design, right, where you're making some kind of a chipset for your hardware, and you're trying to figure out if this thing's gonna work with PCB or not. If you're a new company, you don't want to spend $300 on making these PCB boards, and I mean maybe you'll need a couple just in case to test them out to see if there's any differences, whatever. So this pricing can come up on you pretty quick. So instead, what you could do is you could use a perf board. Now, if you have a talented engineer like I happen to have, it becomes much easier because the cost now drops from $300 a board to like $10 a board, or $20 a board, or whatever. But it's much, much, much cheaper. It's a little more time consuming, sure, but because you got to solder it yourself. But in the long run, or in the short run, I guess in this case, it's much more efficient. It saves on cost. It'll save us some time because we don't have to work with an outside company trying to figure out how to get this PCB to work, going back and forth. Even if they're local, it's still much more time consuming, with the back and forth. We have to have several calls with these PCB guys just to figure out what they can do for us. The drawbacks is really just not having a PCB, right? You have a perf board. But if the perf board works like it should, like I'm assuming it will, we'll send the design of our PCB off to China, or wherever the hell this thing's going to get manufactured, and call it good. The other good news is that in this streamlight that we're making, we have some interest from the #1 retailer in the world, Walmart. How amazing is that, right? So maybe pretty soon you'll be seeing our product in there, if all goes well, which I'm assuming it will. Why wouldn't it, right? Like, who wouldn't want smart tech streamlights? It just makes sense. So that's kind of where we are now. We're working through one of our engineers leaving, and we're making good progress. We should have, like the promise I have from my engineer is that he will have this perf board ready to test by not today, which is Friday, but the Friday following. So it's about a week and a half, which is pretty good. The Droid app, 99.9% perfect. There was one minor change that I saw that needed to be done, and that's it. The app side, there's a few changes. They're all aesthetic still. It's still a pain in the freaking ass, but hey, we're getting through it. So we're just gonna go through it step by step and see what we can do before this product is ready. Because overall, the iOS side looks just fine. It functions perfectly. We just have a few little aesthetic things, and that's it. And those we can work out as we're manufacturing in updates later on. They won't really hurt anything, right? Because the important thing is there aren't any glitches, and it works like it should. And that's where we are now. So thank you all for tuning in. If you want to learn more about my Costa Rican trip, I'm sorry, that's all I can share.